Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Wrap Up. My name is Ross McDonald from Gokhshtein Media. I'm going to be hosting this every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, a little after that right now. I'm glad you could tune in. We're going to do some technical and fundamental analysis, market reviews, and sharing a little bit of education every week. So thank you for tuning in. Let's get right into the markets and start sharing some information. And as a reminder, this is not for financial advice. What we have here for you is educational, as usual. Why? So that you can be empowered and so that you can make great decisions. So thank you for tuning in. Right off the top, looking at the charts for the last week, we can see here currently that Bitcoin is at $22,963 and Ethereum, as reference, is at $1,680. I love to look at the 24-hour volume to see exactly what's happening and the correlation between Bitcoin and Tether, and especially other growing stablecoins. Why? Because traders like to trade. And when that's happening, the markets start to move. When there's no volatility, things go flat. We see either accumulation periods where the prices sort of stay the same. People start to call Bitcoin a stable coin as a joke. But look, we've got Bitcoin with 24-hour volume at 26 billion. Tether is at 50. So it's almost double. This is very, very healthy for trading. It's showing that people are going in and out of Bitcoin and stable coins and altcoins. It's very healthy. We can see a lot of growth in USDC, Coinbase stablecoin, even Binance USD stablecoin, and others that are being used more and more. I love seeing this. It's very good. When I see a correlation between Tether USDT, which drops down, and it's only, say, 5 or 10 billion above Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume, that's not great. Usually when I see that sort of thing, I'm watching for retracements. I'm watching for the market to sort of dip down a little bit. So if we can see this sort of gap and see double the trading volume between Bitcoin and Tether, it looks good for the market. Let's look over here at TradingView and look at some very, very basic technical analysis. You know that you can put 1,000 indicators onto TradingView and think that you're doing great and try to predict the future. But I don't like to do that, and I don't recommend that you try to predict the future with markets. What you should do is try to use this as a tool so that you can react to the markets. If you try to predict the future and you start trading large volumes of your portfolio, that is the highest amount of risk that you can take. Now, it could pay off. Chances are in the long run, it won't. But looking at this ascending wedge that we have here, I like to use also different indicators on here. There's a Bollinger Band on here, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. What is a Bollinger Band? What does this indicate for price action when it comes to Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that you're looking at? What it means is over moving averages that are calculated, 95% of price action happens within this Bollinger Band. 5% happens outside of it. And what happens when you see it breaking out and pushing the Bollinger Band higher and higher? It means that at some point in the near future, it's going to come back into the Bollinger Band. Now, when the market pumps, this is on a 4-hour chart, and this path and this trend that we're on currently right now, it will likely end at some point and have a little bit of a retracement, unless there is some sort of reason that there will be a massive breakout. So you cannot predict the future in crypto. You can only follow the trends and try to react to them. That is a healthy perspective. But again, this is educational information so that you can be empowered and make your own decisions. But look what happens when you take this chart and you put it out to a 1-day timeline. Fix this in here. All of a sudden, those same paths that we had on there, they're not quite accurate, are they? These candles on the daily here with these long wicks that we can see, these are called indecision candles. Now, they're more tied into emotion on shorter timelines, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 6, 8 hour, you can really understand them better. When you start to see these on daily charts, don't take them too seriously as an indecision candle and think that there's going to be some major flip or major retracement, but you need to zoom in and zoom out. So look, we go from the 1 day chart and we jump into the 1 hour chart. Now things start to look very different. Again, we see breakouts outside of these patterns. We see the Bollinger Band bouncing outside of it. So technical analysis, really, it cannot be something that you just trust 100%. It can be completely violated at any point with a market swing, with certain news based on Bitcoin or other digital currencies. So it's good to just use these things as guidelines to your decisions and support them with other fundamental analysis. Everyone else at Gokhshtein Media loves fundamental analysis. There's not so many of us that just dive strictly into technical analysis. So use these tools together. If we jump over to see Ethereum and we look in the last week, nice recovery that has come back in the past week, and a little bit of sideways trading. As we go into the weekends, there's quite often less activity, which is very common. But take a look at TradingView, and what I recommend is, if you want to really be able to react to the market and what you can accomplish with your portfolio, set up alerts on here. This function at the top right here, you can set up alerts so you get an email when price action occurs, when it goes up to a certain amount or it drops to a certain amount, so you can go and make a decision. The odds of you making a really, really good trade when it happens to be that you're sitting at your desk or you're on your mobile and you want to make that trade at that point, is very unlikely. It's probably a lot better for you to react to price action with an alert, or if you want to sell or do some trading with a percentage of your portfolio, not all of it, then you can actually put in buy and sell orders to operate at those optimal times. So keep that in mind. Let's continue to look at the charts a little bit. How have things been doing in the last week? Well, Bitcoin over the last week is actually down 3.6%, even though in recent times it has had a very nice recovery. Ethereum's down 2.5%. BNB is up 13.5% in the last week. BNB is just always a killer, always surprising. I look back at when I first started trading BNB at like $5 years ago, and look where it is now. There's just so much room for growth on BNB. I love that. And Solana down 6%, having some trouble with the wallets being drained this week. Waiting for updates on that. So watch Gokhshtein Media. We'll have more information about those things as we get more information coming out. Looking at the top NFTs on OpenSea, if you go to OpenSea.io and you click on stats and rankings at the top, you can see what the top NFTs are. Now, this doesn't fluctuate very often. You see the same projects up here always. Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, seems to be, doing a lot of the most volume. CryptoPunks, these are all the blue chip ones, even Moonbirds. And I heard about this one the other day, the potatoes, and people were like, "What? You don't have a potato? You haven't planted your potato?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" You jump into it, and it's got some pretty cool storytelling, but I don't know much about that project myself or a few of these other ones. I have been watching Other Deed for Other Side. They did one of 11 shows and features. They call it The First Trip, that happened recently. And when you actually attend and view those, if you're a landholder, there are rewards coming out. Now, if you're not a landholder, you can still watch these replays. We'll have them for you on Gokhshtein Media, and it will give us an indication what is going to happen when the metaverse launches for Bored Ape Yacht Club in Other Side, and how everyone can participate in that, regardless. If you have an NFT, you don't have an NFT, you have land, you don't have land, this is going to be a really fun place to explore and see if it's more for gaming, or if people can operate businesses, or other e-commerce and things like that in there. I'll be waiting for that. So that is briefly the news that we have for today on the weekly wrap up. So thank you for tuning in, and tune in every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have this breakdown for you. Thanks, and have a great day.